Now that the book is out, I feel that the family has received a wonderful gift. We now have a better idea of our history and a better appreciation of what my grandparents went through, and especially my grandmother. I think it brought us closer to my mother too, because I now know what she lived through and this awful secret that they were keeping their whole lives and how it must have affected them. So I think it's really a deeper understanding of our roots. I learned about my grandparents' story as I was getting ready to be married, and my mother said, "I've got something to tell you." And I was 23, and I couldn't imagine that she was going to tell me about the birds and the bees. But it turned out to be the story of my grandparents, and I was floored. I had no idea that this story had occurred in my past. When I was young and I'd ask something about my grandfather, both Mom and my nanny, my grandmother, would just say, "Oh, he was a very nice man and he died." And, I never, as a child, you don't ask for any more information than that. But when I discovered the truth about him, I was just, it was such a scandal for people of that time. I could hardly believe it. It's really interesting to hear people's reaction to the book. First of all, I'm pleased that they're so impressed by Marie-Louise and by her strength of character. Because that's what always struck me too. I mean, just a simple thing like in the 1920s, a woman driving a car from Ottawa to Montreal with 3 kids. I have girlfriends today in the 21st century that will not drive from Ottawa to Montreal by themselves, and that she could do that. She's such a strong person. That always impressed me. So I'm glad that the story is out and that people have a chance to appreciate her and to talk a little bit about the church too and its impact on women. I really hope that this book opens up that dialogue and that it leads to some changes that I think are necessary.